news that matters in high definition. This is KLBK News at 10.
Welcome back. The school year is coming to a close with many schools getting out this week. Yep. That means that many of our kids are going to be spending a lot of time outside this summer.
Or a lot more time
A lot
outside.
more, yeah.
However, without taking the right precautions, you could be putting your children and yourself at risk. Our Heidi Wagner joins us now with some tips on how to stay safe this summer. Heidi?
Well, when people think of summer, they think of sunshine, swimming, backyard barbecues, and fun. Unfortunately, not everyone thinks about their skin. Melanoma is the most dangerous form of skin cancer and is usually seen as pigmented lesions on the skin. That means before you send your kids out the door and yourself to have some fun in the sun, it is extremely important to make sure they know their ABCs first. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, on average, a person's risk for melanoma doubles if he or she has had more than 5 sunburns. That means you need to make sure to start prevention early.
Most important thing is that you limit your exposure to sun as much as you can.
That means wearing sunscreen that protects against UVA and UVB rays, wearing long sleeves and hats, avoiding sun exposure during the peak heating hours of the day, and steering clear of tanning beds.
Most of these lesions are in the sun-exposed parts on your face, neck, and on the upper arms, and these are the areas where you need to be paying really close attention.
While everyone is susceptible to developing melanoma, people with fair skin who freckle easily and have blonde hair are at a higher risk. It is also important to know the signs and symptoms of melanoma so that if something changes, you know when to go to the doctor. That is where your ABC and Ds come in.
Is asymmetry. So if the pigmented lesion of the skin has an asymmetrical appearance, that's one. B stands for border. So if the borders of the lesion are irregular, that's more high risk compared to smooth borders. C is the color variation. So if you see different colors within the same lesion, that's a high risk feature, and these lesions should be an evaluation. And D is for the diameter. So if the lesion is more than 6 millimeters in diameter, that's also a high risk. So if you see any of these signs in that lesion, you should immediately contact the dermatologist because they will go ahead and do the biopsy and get the diagnosis.
It is also important to remember E for evolving. If any of these factors start to change, you also need to go to the doctor to get checked out. According to a study in pediatrics, childhood melanoma diagnoses are rising at approximately 2% per year for teens ages 15 to 19. The risk of melanoma starts at childhood, so prevention should too. Remember that it's important to get an SPF of at least 30, but the higher you go, the better. Also make sure to apply it 30 minutes before you go outside so you can ensure that it soaks in, and don't forget to reapply every 2 hours.
Definitely some good